Cordyceps, aspergillus, any one of them could become capable of burrowing into our brains and taking control not of millions of us, but billions of us. Billions of puppets with poisoned minds, permanently fixed on one unifying goal: to spread the infection to every last human alive by any means necessary. And there are no treatments for this, no preventatives, no cures. They don't exist. It's not even possible to make them.
So if that happens,
we lose.
Why are cold opens so effective? A cold open is a cinematic practice of jumping directly in the middle of a story. It is always placed in the beginning of a film or an episode of TV before the title sequence. It's a narrative technique that not only hooks the audience immediately with a dramatic question, but helps to establish the themes and tone of the story without going into the plot details. There are plenty of great examples of cold opens from films, but we're solely going to focus on TV shows. Cold opens have been around since the 60s, first introduced in American TV shows, soon adopted and popularized by American sitcoms. This was originally introduced in TV shows as a way to get the audience involved in the story as soon as possible, to reduce the likelihood of them changing channels or losing interest during commercials. Over the years, there have been countless shows that use cold opens to begin their episodes. Including a cold open is a part of the story structure in most episodic crime dramas like Law & Order or The X-Files. It has become very popular in half-hour comedy series like these. It gives the writers opportunity to insert jokes that don't sequentially connect to the main story of the episode, but can set an appropriate tone for the episode, like this popular cold open from The Office.
Parkour! 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 I'm right behind you, Andy! Come on! Yeah!
Parkour is never once mentioned anywhere in the show after this opening, but it stays true to their characters, develops the world, and it's funny. Over the last 2 decades, we've had plenty of serialized dramas that use cold opens in exceptionally innovative ways. I want to take a closer look at cold opens in serialized prestige dramas. They are not as common here as it is in episodic shows, but they can be even more effective when done right. Perspective and timing are crucial to any cold open, like this opening shot in Barry. This is how the show opens. We are in the perspective of Barry. In Season 3, Episode 4, we come back to this event again, but this time, we're in the perspective of the victim. We don't get a reveal that it's the same event right away, but the information is drip-fed to us methodically as the curiosity builds. Just when we get the answers about whose perspective it is, the mystery remaining now is the timing. Why are they showing us now? This is why. This is a clever way to not only keep the audience's interest, but make them actively participate in solving the mystery by setting expectations with questions and subverting them with answers. Sometimes a cold open lets the audience in on a mystery our main characters are not privy to, like this iconic cold open from Lost. The episode opens just like many episodes do, with a close-up on someone's eye. We are in his perspective, and the expectations the previous season has set is that this is potentially a flashback of someone from the plane crash. But there are enough odd details in this location for us to question if our assumptions are correct. And slowly, the mystery is revealed until we get the answers to the biggest question we spent most of the first season asking. What's inside the hatch? This, of course, doesn't answer all the mystery of the larger narrative arc, but it does provide necessary answers to push the story forward in a significant way. Another way to do a cold open is to have an out-of-context flash forward. The show that is exceptionally good at implementing a flash forward is Breaking Bad. One of the most talked about opening scenes of the show is this, from Season 2, Episode 1. We get the aftermath of a supposed crime scene at Walter's home, but the things we are shown provide no concrete answers. It only poses questions. While some cold opens answer the questions posed within their opening, Breaking Bad leaves this mystery unsolved until the end of the season. Only when we get to the end of the season, we have enough context to make sense of that flash forward. Not to mention the half-burnt doll with the missing eye that foreshadows the fate of one of the antagonists, which wouldn't be revealed for another 2 seasons. With so many different approaches, one still stands as my favorite. One of the most tightly written cold opens is from Fleabag. The first season of Fleabag premiered in July 2016. Phoebe Waller-Bridge only intended to write a single season and end the story. But 3 years later, in May 2019, we get the second season. And even before we begin the season, the main question in everyone's mind was, how long has it been for these characters? The show wastes no time in answering that question, because it is the first question that is answered in the episode with this title card. And because of how specific the answer is, it's a little joke to set the tone for the episode. Then we see this. Then we hear our new character, who will be a significant part of this season.
Can I do anything? No, thank you.
So we are left asking more and more questions as the scene progresses, and we want to know what happened. Finally, to punctuate this opening, it ends with a line that frames the entire season and prepares us for what we're about to see. Fleabag says,
"This is a love story."
Fleabag uses the cold open to catch us up on a 3-year hiatus, tell a joke, add mystery with an out-of-context flash forward, introduce us to a new character, establish the main theme of the season, and ask why the title card of the season specifically is accompanied by a dramatic choir. All that is accomplished within 60 seconds. That's beautiful writing and directing. So next time you want to write your own cold open, ask yourself this. Are you posing a question?
True, fungi cannot survive if its host's internal temperature is over 94 degrees. And currently, there are no reasons for fungi to evolve to be able to withstand higher temperatures. But what if that were to change? What if, for instance, the world were to get slightly warmer?
Or are you providing an answer?
Jadi apa yang harus kami lakukan?
Bom, mulailah pengoboman. Bom seluruh kota dan seluruh orang yang ada di dalam.